Good morning. Welcome back. It's a Wednesday. Doesn't feel like a Wednesday, but it is. We got a load to spray here this morning, so we're going to load the sprayer up. Kind of a short load. We only need to mix up for about 35 acres. We'll get this done, and then Brock's coming here in a little bit. We're going to have him get our disc ripper hooked up to the 9R. This is really difficult one-handed. Oil check. It's good. Get the disc ripper out, see what's going on with that, what we need to do, check everything out. And I think we might start treating some wheat this afternoon, so that'll be fun. Well, this one's a little bit of a short load. We've only got 450 gallons on, but that's all we need to do 35 acres. So we're gonna go down the road. We've got about 30 acres in a set of fields. There's 3 fields. There's 30 acres total, and there's 28 acres in one field. So that tells you what the other 2 little ones are. We're gonna go do that, and then we're gonna finish the one that we ran out in yesterday, where we got like 2 acres left on the way back, and that should be about what we've got on here. So. Well, we made it to the field here. This one is gonna suck to spray. I've never sprayed this farm before, and I'm not looking forward to it. One, we've got that low wire over there between that pole and the house. There's a wire that sags way down, and it's too narrow to drive through with the sprayer anyway. And then, yeah, here's the shape of the field. Looks like that. And then there's a little triangle here and a little triangle here, and they're no fun. Plus, the landlord's garden is literally the edge of the field over there. You can kind of see some of his flowers there, so we don't want to kill that stuff. Yep, we'll see how we do. Well, I'm getting in between there. Probably putting way too much chemical down because I'm going slow, but we're working around this pole. Oh yeah, I forgot about the grass waterway over here that we can't spray either, and an electric pole. Okay, we have 1.3 acres in this field, and it's a triangular shape. See, looks like that. We're gonna figure out how to spray this. Well, we're doing it with the boom all folded up. We're not even going to unfold the breakaways or the outer boom there as best I can do. So we're just using the main boom sections and the center section. I think we're 60 feet wide. I don't know. We got to flip these 2 and these 2 off so that we're only spraying with the center sections. I think we can do it. It worked. All we had to do was perimeter it too. We didn't even have to. Oh, that's funny. Didn't even have to make a pass down the middle. I think we got it all. Yeah, close enough. All right, this one's done. We got another one up there. This one was like 1.5 acres, and it's a right triangle, so it's a little bit more open. I had to make a round in the middle, but we're only doing 60 feet, so fill in our little spot, and we're done. Okay, so that's it here. Now it says we have 23 gallons left, which is not very much, but that's about 2 acres, right? Because we're spraying 13 gallons to the acre, so just shy of 2 acres. There might be a little bit more than that in the tank, but we have conveniently 2 acres to spray in that field that we ran out in yesterday. So we're gonna hit that one here on the way back to the farm. Hopefully have enough to finish it, and then we're done spraying for a little while. We've got another group of fields, 220 acres, where I picked up Dad yesterday, that needs to get sprayed, but there's still all those bales on it, and they're tiling, and so part of that's gonna get done with the drone, part of it's gonna get done with this big sprayer, but I can't spray it until the bales are gone. Filling in our strip from yesterday. You can already see some of the weeds we sprayed yesterday are starting to curl up and die. The broadleaves, the 2,4-D is curling them up, wilting them down. I don't know, does that show up? That's good. Means it worked. Well, we made it. Good deal. Can't be much left in the tank, so I'm not gonna worry about it. Like I said, we're not done spraying this. We're gonna spray some more. We're good. Okay, we are done with the sprayer. Brock's got our disc ripper hooked up. Let's go see what we got to deal with out here. Holy crap, this thing is massive. You forget how big it is because you're like, it's a ripper, it's little, but you walk up next to it like, oh, yeah, okay. All right. Our points look to be in good shape. That's a good start. I was going to have to think we're going to have to order 2 sets, but those will run for quite a while, so maybe we only need 1 set. Oh yeah, got to get a new shin. Looks like we could use a few of those. How about those discs?
That's where we're going to start.
Okay. We've had lots and lots and lots of trouble with the hubs on these little closing discs here. This part here being bad. That one turns. That's good. That one does not. Sometimes we can break them loose and get them to go. Sometimes we can't. Problem is the seals are bad. They're just terrible design, and it gets dirt and crap inside them, and then it wears out the bearings, and there's no replaceable bearings or races or parts. You just got to buy the whole new hub for $400 or $500, whatever they are each, and it's not cool. Not cool, John Deere. But anyway, he can go through with a vice grip or something and try and break them loose, and if they spin, great. If they don't, well, we'll fix them. See, like that one there, see how she's a little square shaped? That's because it gets stuck and it doesn't spin, and then it wears. Looks to me like we need to replace some of the actual blades. So we bought this in, I believe, 2017, so it's got some age to it. We can spend a little money on some wear parts and replacing things. The baskets are getting pretty worn as well. You can see this wave we've got to these. But those are super expensive to buy new ones. Dad's talked about welding steel onto them, or I don't know. Frankly, we're just going to keep running them. That's what's going to happen until they're broken. And we need to go through and grease. Brock, these don't go here. They go up on the sides. Those will break if they're there. Check tires. Front disc blades look okay. We could do some measuring, see if anything needs to be replaced there, but mostly it's in the back here. Another thing I had thought about, if I could find a spot to mount some lights and a spot to get some power, I would like to put some like work lights in the back here so that you can see. I know that there's wire coming off of the electrical from the tractor that would do it. The question is, can we tap into it anywhere? Is there a decent spot for that? So I don't think he's going to get that one to move. Oh, that one might go. Yeah, those are crappy design. So anyway, that's where we're at with this. We're going to do a little testing. We've got some electrical work to do on here anyway. That warning light doesn't work. Probably has something to do with, where'd they go? With those wires hanging there. So we're going to work on that. But in the meantime, I found a plug over here. And we're going to see if we can, if we got power there when we turn some lights on and stuff. So Brock's in the tractor. We got to find somewhere to ground this. I think this will work. Maybe. Okay, so the wire harness on this side, the main harness coming back over here, and all of this extra coil up stuff, that's all for the true set tillage side of stuff. That's these sensors and everything, not lights. So that plug there is for an additional sensor for bigger machines. That's not, there's no power to that. Over here we have the lighting circuit. That's this wire that comes back on this side, and there's no capped harnesses in there that I could find to look a little closer. However, because we have to pull this wire harness apart to fix the broken wires over there, there may be a wire in there that will do what I want to do. But my idea is to, you know, like off of here or something, mount a couple of lights that shine back in the back half of this, because you can't see anything back here at night. It's just too far away from the tractor and too dark to see behind you. But if we had some lights, that would fix that problem. So I'm gonna see if I can figure something out with it. The good news here is that Brock got all of our closing discs to move, so hopefully they're okay. We are, however, going to put new blades on. We're going to put all new closing disc blades on there. We need to buy a shin or two, and I probably need to buy a set of points. So we're going to order some stuff, get those things coming at some point here, and see what we can do about this electrical. Other than that, not in too bad a shape. All right, so I'm trying to decide whether we can get power for lights back there. And I do know that on our tractor plug here, there is a pin that is on with the work lights. It's this pin over here, top next to the ground. This one, I think, is the taillight circuit. It's on anytime the lights are on. This one, however, is only on with the work lights, not the road lights, not the warning lights, just the work lights. So that's the one that we need to tap into. So we took this plug apart and it goes like this. It'd be this wire, this pin right here. This one's the ground, it'd be this pin. Unfortunately, there's no wire coming out of there. So if I want to do this, that means we have to put a wire in there and run it through that loom all the way back, which is easier said than done. Is it doable? Sure is. It sure is. Question is it worth it? He doesn't want to do it. I think he should do it. Ooh, trying to see what we need for parts. I knew we had some ripper points around somewhere. Used. We're gonna need a full set. Some of these, this one, it's not completely shot, but it's not in good shape. Looks like we got 3 of those. So I've been running these 360 bullet points. Yes, that's the same 360 that makes our rain machine. Believe it or not, they make ripper points. Pretty good ones too. But we do have a few of these John Deere style ones here that are also used, although there's a lot of life left in those. So what do we got? 7 total? We need 9, so that's not quite a full set. If they wear out unevenly, we'll kind of use those up. But I'm going to get a full set of the bullet points around anyway. That should get us through the fall. Well, Brock's going to keep working on that. He's going to run a wire for our lights. And I should be good. We ordered a bunch of parts, so we're going to have to wait a few days for all of that stuff to get here. I am going to find the forklift. We're going to take that belt conveyor down to the seed warehouse and see if we can't get started treating some wheat here this afternoon. There's our backhoe conveyor. It's a 12-inch diameter tube, 32 foot long. We use it for loading semi-trucks out of these 3 bins that are outside this wall, not connected to the leg. And it works really good for emptying seed wagons into a seed treater. And we're gonna need some of those boxes. It's all good. We're just pulling a conveyor down the road, backwards, to the forklift. Move along, nothing to see here. There, now we got 3 forklifts. Now we'll take that one back, but easier to just bring the conveyor down here with that and find a pickup and change the hitches and everything. So okay, well, we gotta stretch our cord. I should run it not over the box in case there's some straw and chaff and whatever debris in there, and then we got to get a wagon load or wagon positioned, and I need some boxes. I've just got the 3 in the corner down there. That's not going to be enough. We need to get another, probably at least 3 more down here to be able to treat into, because we have to be able to get the wagon empty. So we have to treat into boxes until the wagon is empty, and then we can put it back in the wagon after the wagon's empty. Make sense? It makes sense. Something says this is a bad idea. We're going to do it anyway. They're empty boxes. The worst that happens is they fall off and break. I suppose they could fall on the cab of the truck. That would cause some damage. Be a bit more of a problem. I'm willing to take that chance. Made it just fine. And I pulled the conveyor out to run it, and all of that crap just came out, so good thing we didn't run that into our box. Well, I'm getting these boxes set back up. I had a couple of mouse nests on the slide gates. I'm building in there. You guys want to see how this works? Where can I put you? Over here. Good enough. Take your box, tip it over. Pull that out. spin this. Push them together. Latch, latch, latch. Latch, latch. Tip it up. Like that. See my cool shirt I got? My buddies over at Custom Metalworks in Norwalk gave me the power tarp kit. Thanks again. We gotta get our treaters set up and ready to go here. We're gonna need some chemical mixing. Tapped keg, recirc, turner on. So that recirculates it, pulls it out of, this is the suction tube. That recirculates it back into the tank, lets it mix. That's our Vibrance Extreme keg left over from last year. It's 10 to 12 gallons in there, something like that. Our treater is all cleaned up. We got to get ready to go. We got to put our filters back on. And we'll have to put chemical in it. We'll have to calibrate everything. It should be right, but we'll just go through and do it. And then I really don't need to set this one up. We're just going to run water. We can just run it through that tank because we don't have anything that we're going to mix with it. No inoculants or added chemicals or anything like that. So I don't even need to hook that hose or that wire harness up. We do need to plug the treater in though. Yeah. Got some chemical put in. We're going to run our recirculation pump on both sides. We got water over here, just kind of get all the air bubbles out and everything. Make sure our lines are all primed up and good. And we got to do a calibration. And then I think we're ready to put some wheat in the box. Well, I ran a calibration. 22.44 is what we're supposed to have in there. That's pretty close. Like that's the 22 line. Maybe it's a touch low. So this would be a half, but it's pretty close. Let's put some seed in. Now obviously I can't see into that box up there very well, so it's hard to know how much is in there, but we are on a scales. There's a load cell in each corner, so I can watch right here, and we want to be about 23 to 2,500 pounds. So when this gets to 1,900, 2,000, somewhere in there, we got to go shut the wagon off and let the conveyor clean out. We're doing it. It's working. We had a little growing or startup pains here. Wheat is a lot harder to auger than soybeans. I usually slow it down. I've slowed it down a lot. We can treat 800 pounds per minute with soybeans, and that's what I usually do, 700 or 800. I slowed it down to 700 to start with wheat. That was too fast. We plugged up our auger. So I had to take the cover off the top and manually spin it and get it going. And now we're running at 400 pounds per minute. We'll probably try and turn it up from here. We can get to 5, maybe 600. But this bottom bearing sounds a little rough. It's not loose. I tried to wiggle it around and see. It just sounds rough. I'm going to get a grease gun. We're going to throw a couple shots of grease in that bearing and see if that helps quiet things down a little bit. Looks pretty good though. Wheat always, there's a lot of surface area, so it's not super dark coverage unless I would add some extra colorant, but even coverage is what we're going for, and it looks good. Should have that wagon about empty. Brock got done with our ripper, what we can do for now, so he came down here. I'm not sure if this will be the last box or not. This will be the 5th one, but I'm not filling them super full. They're only 22 to 2,300 pounds a piece, so. All right, that one wasn't quite enough, but this is the last box. It's only like 600 pounds, so. Now we can dump them back into the wagon. We can move that wagon out of the way, dump them back in there, figure up a bill, and have him come pick it up. But I gotta go take the boys to football practice. Brock wants a paycheck, so I gotta go down to the office and write him one of those, and we'll come back and deal with this later. I forgot to look at the total on the treater. It's all right, I'll do it when we get back, but it's a good deal. Get that done. I'm gonna go rate Brack's paycheck and then go to football practice. So that's probably it for tonight. Thanks for watching. We'll be back at it tomorrow. I'm not sure what the plan is. There's a chance of rain tonight, a pretty significant chance overnight. I don't know if it'll amount to anything or not, but this is kind of our last chance to get some rain to help this year's crop. Some of the early beans, it's too late to matter. Some of the early corn, it's probably too late to matter, but some of the later crops would still benefit from some moisture, and this is our last chance. There's no more rain in the forecast after tonight, so hopefully we get it. But anyway, thanks for watching this one. Have a great night. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. We'll probably see you tomorrow.